Okay, all of you use your imaginations and imagine McGruff singing marijuana, blah, 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 inhalants, da, 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 da. Okay, using your imagination, that fabulous intro. And I have a way to do that by like having a tab and playing like one of our old shows but I'm a lazy bum and I haven't done it. But here to take some of the burden off, here is everyone's favorite Canadian correspondent, Prairie Queen. Hi, Prairie.
Hi. Da 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 da. There you go.
Thank you. That was very, very well done. Ver thank you. Okay, so, Jonocide isn't going to be with us. Everybody's favorite little brother is
Oh,
not going to be with us because dun, 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 it is Super Bowl Sunday.
I was thinking that's probably why.
Yeah, he's obviously a sports fan. Well, of course he's a sports fan. He watches, like, wrestling guys and
Mm.
knows some of them personally, some of the big
Ooh.
wrestling guys, he's met 'em. And so, yeah, he's definitely I don't know if Mrs. Jonocide, Renee is also I'm sure she is because those guys are like 2 peas in a pod. Um, so anyway, we miss you guys. Hug, hug. I hope your team wins. Okay, he went with the Seahawks? I don't even know who's Seahawks, I know.
Okay.
He's Jonocide says it right there, "Go Hawks," in all
Mm.
caps. He's yelling, "Go Hawks." I
Ooh.
don't have any idea where they're playing either.
Hmm.
No clue, but everybody who isn't here, happy Super Bowl day. Okay, we have 0 viewers.
Oh my.
That says it all right there,
Oh.
right there. Oh, okay, so I wanna you and I talked about something, discussed something and it gave me pause.
Oh.
And what is that word? It starts with this I can't remember, but, here in the big news is, the Guthrie, missing person, the
Yes,
Guthrie
Nancy.
yeah,
Yes.
Nancy
Oh.
Guthrie. Her daughter is on the telly, from what
Mhm.
I understand, and, she has had some involvement with some other big news stories, so I don't know if anybody is making that connection, but her mom has been missing, and I've kind of paid attention to that because, that's an old lady
Mhm.
that's missing, and then there was we talked about something. Okay, everybody, we usually cover Stinky Von Helton, okay?
Mhm.
We talk about him and Jennifer Rice, but everybody's missing in action. Isn't that everybody is missing in action?
That is bizarre.
It is so bizarre. Who would have well, you know what? They were all very, very, very at their peak of activity, it seems. Controversy,
Wow. Yeah.
watchability at what so but now it's like crickets. Vaughn
Did you
is gone.
find it took you about 3 days to totally decompress when everything went silent?
Yeah, because, what does that say about us
Right?
and how
Well,
hooked
obviously we don't
into
watch TV.
obviously, we have no fucking lives,
Right?
but yeah, I had to, like, readjust my whole mental landscape
I did too.
because, and boy, okay, we're this is a big admission for us, you guys. Well, it's obviously obvious that we were way probably too hooked into this.
We
But
were obsessed.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
I buried it under the guise of I'm carrying it on for Grampy
mm,
Lobster. No, I had my own agenda.
I agree. I was partially Grampy, partially my own. And it's like back in the day, instead of turning on TV and watching Days of Our Lives or As the World Turns, um, we were getting real life.
Real life, same flavor,
Hmm.
as the soap operas, but grittier.
And we weren't just getting it for an hour every afternoon. This
Right?
was
We could have it like 24/7 if we wanted,
pretty much as long as there was somebody out there
providing.
restreaming them.
Yeah, yeah, giving us the supply.
Hmm.
And, well, I lapped it up like a big old hog, but okay, so to continue this mental stuff that we're talking about, you guys. Okay, the Vaughn. The Vaughn, we haven't heard from Vaughn. Has it been a couple of weeks?
Um, I'm that's the weird thing with all of this that has gone on. Um, time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, 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 it's all just like smushed together. But okay,
right.
let's say he's been gone a week, but Prairie Queen brought
Hmm.
up something that gave me pause for more speculation down this black hole of, stinky monsterism, a Ania,
Right.
that the Guthrie and Vaughn, we know he is near the Arizona-Nevada border. When last we heard from the Vonster,
Hmm.
he was at a series of truck stops, rest stops, and he planted himself in one, he rented Wi-Fi and a parking place. Obviously not a shower stall in sight, but, so somewhere around in there, and Prairie Queen said, "Didn't Vaughn disappear coincidentally at the same time that disappearance took place that's in all the news?" And then that made me go, "Huh,
Yeah. Okay. So Nancy Guthrie's been gone definitely a week, 7 days.
yeah,
Vaughn originally vanished. A few of us out there in the Vaughniverse started to think, uh-oh, there's flies gathering around him.
I know, yeah, his little dog is starting to eat his brains."
Right. And
Yeah,
then all of a sudden he kept, and I found this kind of humorous in a warped way. So he finally comes back on after leaving cryptic messages on his very last live stream
yeah,
in the posts. He does come on to announce to us that he was going dark. And then
yeah,
he announced he will be going dark. He had gone dark. If you know anything about me, you know this is what I was doing. So he came on to announce what he had been doing, what he is going to be doing, and now he's gone dark again. And I'm going, so you went dark, came to the light to tell us that you are going dark
going dark.
again.
Yeah. Attention seeking much?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
and then for sure, then there was silence.
And then this whole Nancy Guthrie situation, plus Trump getting involved. Oh, see, that's when I figured Vaughn would get out of his darkness because Trump got involved on that as well. Plus,
And
there was
Vaughn
the
has to report on all the big news stories that happen to be blowing up his mobile device.
exactly. And Savannah Guthrie was supposed to be going, originally going overseas, I think to Italy, to the Olympics.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I mean, all that was at a standstill. Her
y
mom's missing. Trump somehow is making these acting as though he's part of the FBI. I don't know. And that, but you would think with all that, that's what Vaughn does.
I know our stinky Vonster who has his finger on the pulse beat of everything big in the US news.
But then also, did you like my sort of snarky crack about the whole business of wouldn't that have been funny when they were doing when they were one of the live or one of the creators was live streaming, went to the Circle K, um And then I afterward it took me a couple of days to go, "Shit, I need to find that video," because wouldn't it be freaking hilarious if as he's panning around the, parking lot, there's
Yeah.
Vaughn and his car.
Whoa.
I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to when things are bad and dark, sometimes humor helps.
Yeah, no kidding.
I
Yeah.
mean, that
Oh,
poor woman, I'm not laughing at her, just to clarify, but
it's
on a
dreadful.
footnote, there's that stupid ass Stinky.
Y yeah,
I'll bet you he could be. You never know. Look
yeah,
at Jason. Randomly, all of a sudden, he's on the news talking about a rundown hotel that him and Shani were in.
yeah, that was suddenly condemned while they were there, and he
Right.
was there was a news camera. Yeah, yeah, well, coincidences,
But
man,
he could be at one of those Circle K's or at what was the other? Uh, I can't think of the other gas station offhand.
I can't either.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, because there was at least three in that area. One very close by, one Circle K close by, and I thought, what wouldn't that be just kind of bizarrely
Wouldn't that be, like,
funny?
beyond the realm of possibility? Well, no, it's never 0%. Nothing is
R-
ever 0%.
Right. So
Yeah, but you guys heard it here first.
yeah.
You heard
Um,
it here first, Stinky. What have you done?
See, this is it. Oh my God. I wouldn't even want to know what he would be saying. Actually, I'm glad he's not streaming any of this because I would, oh, can you imagine what would come out of that mouth?
Oh, yeah, and there are way
Mm,
more important things for our attention to be focused on anyway.
right.
Like the Super Bowl, for instance,
There you go.
let's get
Yeah,
real. Yeah, not the Stinky Von Helton Von Stinky.
exactly. Because he went, yeah, he went dark, comes back out, laughs at us, saying, "Oh, if you know me or anything about me, you would know by now that I was going dark." And then he announced he's going dark, and then he's dark again. And I'm going, "Yeah, you're the boy that cried wolf.
Y
If
y
we never hear from you again, that's on you, dude."
yeah, you don't have to keep announcing your absence. "Oh, by the way, I'm still gone.
Right? And I'm going back.
Yeah, I'm going back to being gone. In case you didn't notice that I'm gone and I'm still gonna be gone, I just wanted to tell you that I'll be gone still."
Right?
Don't don't
And then, God
he's
forbid,
9 years
though,
old.
there's going to come a point where he's going to be gone, gone. But,
Which is what, but I don't know if John J Dubs, the okay, a satellite person, well, no, he's a main character in Bond's stage play.
mhm.
Uh, J Dubs is largely silent as well. He did give a bl I can't remember if his last blurb came after Vaughn's or before, but he's been gone too, really.
Yeah, like did he make any kind of appearance after that snowstorm, that major snowstorm they had?
No. I know when it was approaching, uh, John had a room because you could see a pillow and he was supine on
Okay.
something covered with sheets, but no. Oh, interesting.
Well,
Yeah,
I think it's it, I really feel it's reached a point where it's like if they fall off the internet, fine.
yeah, fine. There's always something out there, something else to do.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
and you know what I heard the other and I sort of knew it 'cause it's been talked about at great length before, but somebody really put it concisely to me, like, these parasocial relationships we have on the internet,
Mhm.
that feel so real, can be
Mhm.
real, but really aren't
Mhm.
really in its purity. But all of the YouTube parasocial cycles last 5 years.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting? And thinking back, it's it's valid.
That is true.
5-year cycles, and then begins the incestuous crossing over, the cannibalism, and then the
Oh,
fizzle out. 5
I see.
years.
I see a lot of that cannibalism within groups.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the hierarchical, the positioning, who has the biggest dick in the group, and somebody always has to try to yeah, yeah,
All these different
jockeying.
streamers, yeah, all of a sudden it's like, oh, they were buddies and all of a sudden they broke off.
Yeah,
And you're right, that's usually a 5-year thing.
it's a 5-year thing for and man, I've had my 5-year stints. For real, for real, for real. 5
Hmm.
years.
Hmm.
And
Okay, so you and I are good for at least what, another 3
we're good
or
for another
4?
3. Yeah, 3 or
Yeah,
4.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You heard it
Yeah,
here first, folks.
yeah, yeah. Another first. Okay, you heard it. Hey, 6 drops is over in there.
Oh, hey, 6 drops.
Good to see you, 6 drops.
Yeah, haven't seen you for a while.
We should talk about 6 drops. No. Oh, I gotta tell you. Oh, 6, you might appreciate it because you know what that song means. We don't talk about back in those days when we did that. Um, when I was last time it was my daughter's, I think I mentioned this, but there is a movie, it's a cartoon movie called, Encanto.
Vaguely familiar to me.
Oh, it's, the Casa Madrigal, the casita, it's and a girl, Mirabelle, and it's just beautiful, and that's where "We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no." The famous, famous songs came out of that, well, famous for Disneyland.
Mm.
But
Mhm.
anyway, that's where that "We don't talk about" but when I was at my daughter and I, she has, all these paid TV show things, Netflix and blah, blah. We
Mhm.
watched, that twice. We watched that little movie twice, and it's happy, and you sing along, and you laugh, and then you cry, and being my daughter and I cried at the same point, at the same
Aw.
time, both times we watched that movie. It is such a good movie, such a good movie. Yeah, okay, so oh, 6 drops. Says 6 drops says, "Just popped my head in to say 6 more weeks of winter." Thank
Yay!
thanks, 6 drops, and she says, "I'm 6 foot tall with rats on my back." What? What?
Mhm.
I'm
Hmm.
6 foot tall with rats on my back. I know that's probably oh, wait a minute, that's a lyric. That's another yes, that's Bruno, isn't it? Yes, I figured it out just before that popped up on the screen. Yes,
Mm.
part okay, so you know exactly, and you know exactly how dear that movie is. I love it.
I'll
Course,
have to
because
check it out.
oh, honey, it is just so joyous and so cute, and and I know they use, like, enhanced cartooning things,
Mhm.
but, like, the little expressions and things are so lifelike in this
Mm.
cartoon. It's just and, including the expressions in their little eyes. And
Aw.
anyways, it's very dear. Oh, I gotta okay, so anyway, yeah, 5 years. We've all check it out. Use that as like your your litmus paper. Check out these associations that you've been a part of and that you've witnessed. 5-year cycles. That is
Mhm.
fascinating. Fast.
It's funny because I always laugh when a creator will be talking about other creators and sometimes they'll have the phrase of saying, and then they start eating each other or and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
like cannibals. They
yeah.
just all of a sudden they just go ballistic and it's
Like
just
yeah. Suddenly they've transmogrified into the devil. to
Yeah.
be maligned and feared and put down and talked about and stabbed and, yeah, kicked and yeah. So, anyway, there you have it, you guys. Stick that in your pocket and remember, none of
Mhm.
this shit's permanent. Little of it is real. In fact, go with none of it's real and then
This is an
filter
app. YouTube is nothing but an app on our desktop,
that's
laptop,
making
cell
somebody
phone.
a buttload of money,
Yeah.
and we're the
Oh,
product.
yeah, and speaking of which too, that's another thing. So how many years, I wonder, do creators last when they are on a very fixed, specific type of, um, content,
Oh, it reaches a saturation point,
right?
and it's
Um,
like change up, do more, or die. They
right,
all
and
have a shelf life, all of them.
right now, I noticed that with, Jason and Shani going radio silent, all the replay, and it's like, been there, done that,
I
that's
wanna
good for
bang
new
my head.
people.
Yeah, it's good for new people who have only just come out of their cave and discovered the Shantyverse. But yeah, but it's endless. That's all you see. Like, I used to have my little favorites that I'd
Mhm.
go watch, a little reaction. But now, and now there are new channels coming up doing rehashes and
Right.
replays and assessments and clips endlessly, endlessly. And for those of us who have been around from the beginning in real time, it's boring as fuck. But it's not
Yeah,
their fault. Hey, they're providing a service. They're providing information. It's just that we're not having anything to do with it because we've seen it all.
right, and with your channel here, we're more, variety, which, and all those other channels out there that have more of a variety or different topics that will have endless variety other than the reaction channels. Um, yeah, they're gonna make it. Some of these reaction channels are not.
Yeah, well, it's finite because there's money to be made.
Mhm,
But the money to be made exacts more and more of a price, and
mhm,
so you're under this high demand for constant, attention grabbing, clicky-baity,
mhm.
bombastic, and there have been some big success stories,
Oh, yes. There
huge
has
ones, but
been.
then, more by the tens of hundreds of thousands more failures and more short-lived, um, and then there's our category.
Mhm.
And I don't think we have any category because we're so teeny-weeny and we just nobody notices us. "Oh, I thought of another title. Okay, here's something else." We are
Right.
still searching for a channel name.
Yes.
Still sear you know, still okay, I thought of and Prairie Queen and I have been throwing names back and forth, and then
Mhm.
Prairie Queen says, "I hope you're keeping track of this," and, me, "No." But we keep throwing these suggestions at each other, and one of these okay, it'll probably be me. Okay, I thought of another one. The Happy Harridans.
Okay.
That's exactly the reactions that we have to each other's suggestions. Ah!
Okay. Now, are you able to do posts in your channel? Like, you know how you can do live streams and then you've got your video uploads, and can you do community? That's it. Community posts.
Of course. Have I ever done it? Rarely.
I don't think I've ever seen you do one, but that's okay. I didn't really look, so that's why I'm asking.
Oh, neener boo boo. Yeah, so you haven't looked and I haven't done very little. But yeah, so okay, thank you again, Prairie Queen. Okay. In
You need
the
to do a list.
okay, in the community tab, there
Yeah.
we are going to generate a list of choices for our adoring viewing audience to vote on.
Yeah, and that would be, we need the feedback.
We
Mm.
absolutely, because we're, flailing around here flying blind because we don't know have a fucking clue what we're doing. But with a little help from you viewers, okay, so that's what I'm gonna work on this week. Pinky
Also
swear.
also, it we should clarify what with this channel, what we're aiming for. We're not, like, strictly a cooking channel or,
Oh,
or you know what I mean? Are we strictly a reaction channel to these Lowell's cows?
Mudbrooker, Mudbrooker, bite me. Okay,
What did
can
he say?
sorry. He says, "I wonder how long it will take for Robin to notice this comment," and he posted it less than a minute ago.
She's quick today. She's
Click
Yep,
on the draw today, have
yep.
no idea what changed or why. Um, see, Mudbrooker is one of my favorite folks. Mudbrooker, yeah, but again, with the attention span of a gnat. I stop by, I do a drive by, and I hit your thumbs up, Mudbrooker, because I love you. Love you. Love you. I just, I have a cast iron skillet.
Mhm. I have
The
too.
Yeah, heavy as fuck. Yeah,
But the
keep it
thing is,
all.
I'll do the same thing. I know when he's live, and usually, if anything, I always try to hit the thumbs up on that one to show
Yeah,
support.
I get
Yeah.
the notifications, and if I'm not paying attention, Prairie Queen will say, "Motherfucker's on." I
Mhm,
say, "Okay, yeah, thanks." And I
mhm.
give her a thumbs up, and then I'm up out of my chair going to water my geraniums or something, I have yeah, 6 Drops says, "Mud is another OG." Yes, 6
Mhm.
Drops, Mud is a definite OG, an original, whatever that G
Well,
stands for.
maybe we should just call ourselves the OGs,
The okay,
as
I'm
in
sure somebody got
OH.
that.
Yeah, but Robin, as in OHGEEZ. OGs. Get it?
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, gangsta, gangsta.
Yeah, that way it's like, "Oh, geez, they're on rambling again."
Okay, that's one of the ones that's gonna be on the
I
list.
don't know. What do you think, Six Drops in Mud? We're stuck for a name.
We're stuck for a and we're not the grannies because I dearly loved having the handle the grannies, but
Yeah.
she's not a granny.
No.
She's not old enough and
Well,
hasn't,
I think I am, but I just yeah.
well,
Yeah.
you didn't, uh, squeeze one out to
No.
that something that made you a gran but and she's, you know, the food isn't shit, is what we say. But anyway, we wanted something that sounds half-assed boring because we are,
Uh-huh.
um, and but not, not too flashy, no promises, no implied promises,
Oh, yeah, we don't want all these
in the t
weirdo trolls all of a sudden latching on to us, and it's like, "Oh my god."
well, once in a while, it might be kinda
Well, I mean,
titillating.
fun trolls, fine. Yeah, not
Yeah,
those weirdos.
yeah. Oh, I gotta okay, bring something up totally off topic. Okay,
Mhm,
I make I poke jolly with love at Canada. I call it Canadia, okay?
mhm. Yes.
And, because I love saying Canada. But anyway, down here in California, we have a place, it's 2 words. Okay, here's the 2 words,
Mhm.
LACANADA. How do you think we say that name of the city in California?
CAN,
Uh-huh,
um,
ADA. The first word is a two-letter word, L-A, CANADA. How do you think we pronounce that?
uh, I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you one little hint, but I don't think it'll help. Okay, consider the fact that California was once like part of Mexico, okay?
Right. Yeah, it
Most
would
of us were,
yeah.
and so okay, so we have a lot of Hispanic sounding, Mexican sounding, Native American indigenous names here in California, towns and cities and stuff. Los Angeles is pronounced Los Angeles,
Right.
truly.
City of
Okay, so
Angels. Yeah.
yeah. So, how do you think that city might be pronounced? You wanna
Look,
give it a stab?
okay, so it's LA for La, and
Uh-huh,
then CANA.
uh-huh. GA.
Really?
Uh-huh.
La Canada?
Oh, you got the cigar, yes. Okay,
Really?
except there's a slight, uh, finesse to
Oh,
slight English, it's La Cañada.
I was just gonna say it's the trick was the N.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, it has the tilde,
Yeah. Oh, La
implied tilde
Canada.
over the end.
Oh,
Yeah, La Cañada, isn't that interesting?
wow. Huh.
Okay, 6 Drop says, "Perhaps something like tea time coast to coast with Robin and Prairie." I came up with some really nice, lengthy titles, and Prairie Queen just says, "Okay, it can't be that long."
Well, I'm just thinking it might be too long.
That might be too long. But I agree. Yeah, something that indicates fucking boredom, but a fun way to spend your time if you have nothing else to do on a Sunday. It has
Right.
to imply that. But we're sometimes we're a little cranky, a little salty, sometimes we're gossipy,
Mhm.
but it has to okay, so keep track of the community tab, you guys. We're gonna throw out some some suggestions for you to vote on and we'll let it go. Well, we let it go a few weeks, couple weeks, month,
Oh, or also too, if they're more than welcome to throw in some ideas.
or you
I
can
don't
make
know.
your own suggestions or plain old tea time. Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah, but there's no real identifier. 6 drops. Thank you for yeah, keep them coming if you feel like it. Don't
mhm.
wanna force you to use your we don't wanna use you, don't wanna exploit your brain, but yeah, keep them coming. Um, mm, yeah. Okay, so here okay, our show is titled Shelf Paper and Drawer Sachets, things that aren't done anymore. And so, shelf paper, we remember when you first moved into a place, or even maybe if you were anal compulsive, anal retentive, you did it every springtime.
Mhm.
Shelf paper on the kitchen shelves was you did it.
I've I've even taken above my shelves where there's a space between the shelving or the kitchen cupboards and the ceiling.
Yeah.
I've put just newspaper up there because nobody's going to see that it's newspaper, but laid that down too, just as like a dust barrier.
Yeah, yeah, because you put stuff up yeah, you have someplace clean underneath it. We always put shelf paper, and some of them were pattern in fact, all the shelf paper, unless you used butcher paper, if you were poor. They
Right.
were patterned, had little cherries, little tomatoes, little chickens on the shelf paper. Some of the shelf paper was really special if you were bougie, and they had scallops. Shelf
Mm-hmm.
paper was that hung down over the front edge of the shelf in the kitchen. Yeah,
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, Rubbermaid came out with shelf paper, not a sponsor.
no
Um,
sponsor.
but
Maybe. We could use
they
an
had
endorsement. Yeah, hey, I'll use your shit and rate it, but I've
I
already
have
used your shit.
I have vinyl rolls of the shelf line. Well, they call it shelf liners now.
Yeah,
On a roll, you
well,
cut
because you also put it in your drawers.
right. So
All
you're
the kitchen drawers had
mhm.
had shelf liner, and then, Mudbrooker's way ahead of us, self-adhesive came out then.
Oh,
Self
oh,
peel and stick.
Mac Tack.
Mm, okay, it was called, what was it called here? It
Do
was
you
peel and stick, and you could get it in wood grain. I
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, many a home
Does he recognize it as MacTac?
is it MacTac where you are? Oh, it was called something, shelf
But
oh,
either way, yeah, it's that plastic with the peel off back, and hopefully
yeah,
you
and
cut it
on
right.
the back of it, before you peeled off the paper had score lines, so you
Yes.
could cut it to fit.
Mhm.
Oh my god, it's a famous brand, and one of my brain cells died that was it it was it's a famous peel and stick shelf brand.
And,
I'll I'll think
that
of it when I don't give a shit anymore.
I remember that in the '70s. It might have come out in the '60s, but I remember especially that wood grain stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
and you get it in dark
yeah,
or
that dark wood grain stuff. People would take their old things like toasters or whatnots, cut it out and stick it because they were, improving,
oh,
the looks of their kitchen with this stuff.
Lord, yes, you would put that shit on everything.
The front of your refrigerator
Oh, the refrigerator, yes, the ambitious souls that shelf papered their refrigerators. Oh,
with that peel and stick, yeah.
and you could never get those bubbles out.
Right?
And they give you this little scrapey thing.
Mhm. Well,
You could
forget
never
that, if the
get those.
bubble is in the middle,
It
um,
ain't going because that was aggressive,
you had to take a
aggressive.
small pin
You
and
had to
poke
take
the little bubble hole.
poke the bubble, then the little scrapey thing.
Yeah.
You could but even then, sometimes it wasn't foolproof. I know
Mhm.
6 drops that sounds like a sin. I know.
Oh, but people even lunch boxes, remember the plastic lunch boxes? Those square
Y
little lunch kit boxes that came with the thermos?
Yeah, little
And,
squatty
you'd have,
thermos.
like, Flintstones or what else was on there?
Yeah,
Right?
Archie and
Um,
Veronica and Betty. Yeah,
mhm.
those guys, Scooby Doo,
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny, yeah, all those, and they came with and the boys' lunch boxes had plaid
Yes.
yeah, and the girls had
Like
rainbows or something.
Barbie or something, yeah.
Yeah, the glass line thermos, yeah. Woe
Oh, yeah.
be if you dropped it on a concrete surface. Sometimes they
R
were pretty good, though. You could drop them on the floor inside the house, and they wouldn't break.
right.
Oh,
And,
yeah, 6 Ups is Matchbox cars for boys
oh, that
or
too.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, yeah, and then speaking of that peel and stick stuff, as I aged, you really don't want one of those juvenile pictures on your lunchbox going to school when you're 12 or
Y y
13.
yeah, you
So,
still have last
that's
year's
when
leftover young
yep, you
lunch
put that
boxes.
MacPac or whatever on the box, and my mom revamped it for me. Um, and see, that's the thing. Those lasted a lifetime. So
Didn't a lot of stuff.
so you reuse that year after year. So as you're growing up, yeah, to redecorate it would make sense.
Yeah, 'cause, like, span generations, that there's yeah, heritage piece.
Yeah, the oldest siblings finished school, and you now have their, lunch kit.
The hand-me-down, yeah, the
Yeah,
relic, the family, passing down the family crest.
and it just astounds me that I don't think that's a thing. Every year, I hear about parents back to school shopping. "Oh, I have to buy a backpack for my kid." Well, and I'm thinking, "Okay, well, what's wrong with
Oh,
last year's backpack?"
yeah, right?
Well, because it had Blue's Clues on it. Now they want such and such, and it's like, well, that kid needs to learn to suck it up.
Yeah,
Or mom, get your Mod Podge out and start decorating that thing.
start decorating. Yeah, embroider. Yeah, use
Mhm.
grandma's embroidery skills. Yeah, and you're gonna finish what's on your plate because you don't get it anything you don't get dessert.
Right.
That
I mean, yeah, there like it's funny how things in general like that have totally changed.
yeah, and, we're the only ones that we're the archivists, you guys. Okay,
Yeah.
it's right up there with nobody ever talked on the phone unless they were standing by the phone in one
Right.
place because it was wired to the wall.
Oh my god, like if you had one of those telephone tables, you were bougie.
And there was a shelf for the phone
Mhm.
books, because you always
Mhm.
had more than one phone book, a shelf to yeah, sit there, and there was just enough room. If the phone wasn't on the wall, there was enough room for it to sit on that little table with enough space
Mhm.
for your beverage.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was you did not people did not contact each other. It was not a thing to know your business or tell your business. Moment by moment, there is no privacy.
And that's so bizarre because like I'll go out in public and I'm in a group of friends and somebody's phone starts ringing and they feel compelled to answer it and I'm going, "You're older than me. Mine's on do not disturb cuz I'm out socializing. It's
Y
not that important. Leave a
yep,
message or come to me if it's that urgent." You know?
yep,
Um
we are definitely old school,
mhm. But then
and
I'll have old school friends that um I think they're still intrigued by the phone. And so they feel compelled to answer it. Like,
oh, yeah, the novelty. Technology, their mobile device, like Vaughn says. Boy, that guy'll never be really with it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
right.
Mudbrooker talked about the 20-foot phone cord. Yeah, and then they came
Oh.
out with the spiral phone cords that always weren't got knotted up, and it was always my mission, even as a grown-up, my office phones, reasonable,
Mhm.
to keep those phone cords unkinked. That was my pa in the office,
Mm.
was to keep those spirally twisty phone cords because everybody else, the 2 other people in the office, didn't give a shit. They kept twisting them up, they put them down, twist them the other way, and so it was
Oh.
my self-appointed, mission to, keep those things untangled, and I
But
did.
yeah, I like those long phone cords. Yeah, because you could
Go
hold
around the
onto your
corner,
phone, talk, walk from room to room,
close the door.
close
Y
the door.
yeah, if you're careful, you close the door, put it under the
Mhm.
door. There's always a
Mhm.
gap. Yeah.
Mhm. And that was awesome. But yeah, now, yeah, just take your cell phone with you everywhere you go. Um,
Oh, I know 6 drops. Ask Jen A what Jenny's phone number was.
oh,
Or what
or,
was that? If
or is that
something
Gen
don't
Z or
lose
Gen X?
my number.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, so do you know Jenny's number?
8675309. Is that
That is
it?
right. Yes.
Oh, okay. I I knew it. What yeah. Um, what is it? Vicky, don't lose my number. It's a
Yeah.
dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I sorta know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so one other thing
Mhm.
that I t and okay, you know that our politics and what's going on here with our leadership is just absolutely the most horrific circus macabre in the
It's
history of the world.
well, it seems pretty chaotic to me when I sort of glance on the internet to see what's going on worldly. And I
Uh-huh.
just go, "Oh, okay, well, yeah." And I think everybody's going a little. crazy. Every
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it certainly is global. There's certainly
But
a
between
tone. Yeah.
well, the protests and everything else that y'all been dealing with, it just like, whoa, that's just pretty wild stuff.
And it's on
Um,
so many levels. It's not
mhm.
only the, eh, eh, national anal aperture that is our leader, uh, it's our locally, the threat of people's doors being beaten down
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
in just regular old neighborhoods. People being rounded up from parking lots when they're looking for work. So we have all of this stuff hitting us. And okay, that I remember back in the day when we were all passionate. I'm talking 70s,
Mhm,
late 60s, early 70s,
mhm,
when we were all passionate about politics, and we felt like change will come, peaceful. We can be part of the protest.
mhm.
And we felt at the time that we were listened to, and we had that fire in the belly kind of thing going on. You're young and you're gonna live forever. But, okay, I don't see any of that now.
I have to agree with you there.
People will jump on bandwagons and have strong opinions, but as far as act people just it's not the same. And, okay, so here's I was allowed privileged to be able to do a lot of research when I was working, a lot of
Mhm,
research, and we had sources that might not be widely available, reports and papers and all that, all that shit, empirical stuff. Okay, I asked Prairie Queen if in Canada they had fluoride added to their water supplies, and your
mm,
answer was,
yes.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if it's just in, my area, but I did some research on that as well. It fluoride actually comes from the water, from the ground naturally, because since I'm well water,
Mhm.
I wondered, okay, city water, town water, they're dumping all sorts of crap in that.
Oh, wait,
What
hold
about
that thought.
natural well water? And the answer was yes, there is fluoride in natural well water on private land, because it comes from the rocks and the minerals. And my
Okay,
rocks are, I'm part of what they would call the Precambrian shield, um, aka granite rocks,
okay,
which
okay.
is kind of alarming when you think about it because it gives off a little bit of, um, I think, radon and other nasties
Yeah,
in very
it's like
minute trace amounts.
arsenic is naturally
And it's
occurring.
also, yeah. So in my province, on private land, well water, natural, it is both fluoride and arsenic.
Okay,
Trace
okay.
amounts,
Trace amounts.
supposedly.
Right.
Supposedly, yeah.
Harmless, harmless.
Supposedly, yes.
Okay, but is it also added to your municipal water supplies, to your knowledge?
Well, it would be for, yeah, towns and cities, definitely.
Okay, so that's a yes. Okay.
There are
Okay,
the exceptions in my province. I think there's even just literally a handful of small communities that do not add it to their municipal water supply. Why, I don't know.
okay,
Um,
okay. It is nationwide here.
mhm.
And, okay, it's fluoride. happens to be the byproduct, the waste that comes from the manufacturing of aluminum foil. It
Oh,
is what
nice.
the acid, the corrosive that is used to shine up that foil. Yeah, it's got a real shiny side. What
Hmm.
makes it shiny is drained off, and they do not know what to do with it. There were restrictions decades ago about they could not put it in the waterways. Like downstream, it would affect. They couldn't like flood pastures with it because it would poison the cows and the crops, and
Mhm.
it would poison the soil for decades. So
Mm.
what? Okay, fluoride is also it has a neuroaffective property.
Mm.
Fluoride, it was given to prisoners of war at Auschwitz. Uh, I can't remember. I'm so bad. Brain cell, lost another one.
Mhm.
To keep the prisoners docile and manageable. There were
Mm.
never uprisings in POW camps, because fluoride was administered but it was noticed that in the administering of the fluoride to the prisoners to keep them docile and manageable, they had great teeth. Tooth decay stopped, gum health returned. So, extrapolating, all that, modern day times, move forward after the war, and we took a lot of the
Mhm.
shit from the war
Yeah.
that's used today. We have Bayer aspirin, you guys, Bayer aspirin, staple of American life from the war.
Right? I
Yeah, so
sometimes, in all honesty, sometimes when I see that, this is a product, totally different brand, and then then they'll say a subsidiary of Bayer. I sort of kind of can't help but cringe. I am not a
yeah,
1940s and 30s, 40s person,
yeah,
born then.
yeah,
But growing up, you heard all about it from mom and dad and grandpa and grandma.
yeah.
So you're a byproduct of, you know, what they went through. And so I myself find sometimes I'll kind of go, oh, lovely, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
and I sort of go there.
yeah, 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 sort of. Yeah, Bayer is a huge chemical. It is.
Mhm.
It is. But the original recipe came from a guy that we let come over here, and we gave him refuge, he gave us all of his secrets, and he could live here and prosper. Blah, blah, blah.
Very,
Uh, but
very,
anyway,
yeah,
I
very controversial times then. And now it's like, isn't it funny how a lot of that's forgotten? Which is
yeah, well,
maybe the
that's
way to
purposeful.
go.
That's purposeful,
Yeah.
we've erased so much of our history. Back in school, we learned, oh, horror of horrors, the Egyptians rewrote history, and we were all scandalized, appalled. How
Mhm.
dare the Egyptians? We've been every civilization has
Oh, yeah.
rewritten shit. None of it's real, you guys, and the world isn't like what we think it is. I don't know what it's like, but we don't have a clue how the world really functions and what it's really like. Anyway, okay, after the war, the prisoners came out, they were emaciated, they were mere skeletons, but they had great teeth, and you can see it in some of the pictures.
Right? You would
Here are
think.
these emaciated bodies, and man, here's their bone structure of those Gary Busey piano key teeth. So, okay, so they started putting it in our fluoride. Number one, they didn't know what to do with this waste that was
Mhm.
highly toxic,
Mhm.
highly poisonous, but it made your teeth stronger and it prevented cavities. Hmm. Okay, here's an aside. I had seen pictures, okay, what they do with fluoride, where the fluoride gets inserted into our water supplies.
Mhm.
It's of course brought in from the manufacturer, and So it's pumped into these whatever cistern, whatever feeds our water supplies. The
Mhm.
pipes that go to supply the fluoride to the water supply are absolutely gnarly, corroded,
Ooh.
pocked, brown and black, and just totally. Uh, n- so it's and so their excuse is their reasoning. Their PR says fight cavities. We're going to put fluoride in your toothpaste. We're putting it in your water. We're putting it in bottled water. We're using it to supplement and enhance food products, not
Mhm.
just beverages. The thing is, it does not have any effect on your teeth when you swallow it. It is
I was
only
Yeah.
effective topically.
Well, you had mentioned this to me yesterday. So I was Googling it, of course. Yeah, good old Google. And I came across something that I quickly fired off to a friend. She battles with, I don't know exactly the right term, but she does have a thyroid issue, a chronic thyroid
Jesus
issue.
Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, the destroyed
So,
iodine. Okay, sorry.
yeah. So I read this and I quickly fired off what Google AI said. I gave her a short clip of it.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, oh, this is interesting. Here's a heads up for you. And mind you, I felt kind of bad because she thanked me for it. Because she's always tired and her iron levels are always low, and her autoimmune is worse than mine. She's constantly getting sick. And what will last a normal cold, let's say 5 to 7 days, it's 14 to 21 for her. That's how bad off she is. So, anyways, I sent this to her. She thanked me for it. And to my sadness, she emailed back and she said how that was good information. And her family, when they had moved out here a few years back, they put in a water softener.
Okay.
And I thought, oh my God. So you now are putting salt in your body.
Yeah, salt, and here's something else. A standard water filter will not remove fluoride. You
Right.
cannot because it is so it's the particles are so you cannot filter out fluoride. The only thing that will remove fluoride is reverse osmosis.
Well, here's the thing. I have I'm going to say about 12 years ago, where I invested in a Berkey water filter.
Okay.
Mine's the big Berkey. I forget how many gallons I get out of it. It's the bigger one that sits in your house kind of thing. And it's got those tall charcoal black
Okay.
filters,
Yeah, I have
and it
a
slowly.
small like that.
Oh, do you have one as well?
It's Japanese, but I have a multi-layer filtering system. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
tabletop, though.
Yeah, mine is too, and it just sits on the table, and it's a little spigot at the bottom. It
Yeah.
slowly drips
Yeah,
through.
that's right. Yeah.
So after that, I it got my mind rolling again. And so I'm going, geez, maybe you should think about pricing out a new filter. It's been a few years.
Mm,
Usually after about 1,000 gallons, you're supposed to change it out. And I know I didn't use 1,000 gallons, but I
yeah.
figured I usually clean mine, get some more life out of it. So, anyways, I wanted to check to see if this Berkey charcoal filter, if it included the fluoride and the arsenic.
Uh-huh.
Well, surprise, surprise, doesn't.
Right.
And then I realized that is why I'd seen in the past, never did invest in those, but the there's white cylinders that screw to the black cylinders, on the
Mhm.
bottom portion where the water sits, and that is what filters out a lot of the fluoride and a lot of the arsenic out of
Okay.
the water.
Okay.
And these cylinders are white. So you got your black ones for the
Uh-huh.
charcoal and the white ones down below, all
Okay,
attached.
so
So it drips from the white, and I think it drips through to, no, it drips from the black down into the white, and then in the holding reservoir, the white filters sit down there below, but that is what is supposed to help. I guess it still filters, and it filters through two types of filters before it
so
hits.
so there's more coming out.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, for a reasonable price, thank God Amazon seems to be very good about it with their prices. I can now order new black ones, the
Uh-huh.
charcoal, and the
Okay.
white ones that are for the fluoride and the arsenic.
Nice.
Mind you, I have to admit, I when I first got this filter system, or because it's a slow drip type, and I thought, okay, let's test it out. I Because they even said put a drop of red dye, or yeah,
Okay.
or food coloring into the water, and when it drips through into the reservoir, check it that way. You'll know your filter is working
There's your
properly.
proof.
All right.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't know, that's maybe it's all hokey science. I don't know. But then what I did was I took the same water out of the tap in the same uh, exact same glass, and filled another glass with the stuff that I filtered. My God. And now
Difference.
I've got so-called untainted, in quotes, well water straight from the ground, no water softener, nothing.
Yeah.
And there's always been a little iron in it. It's not
Uh-huh.
overly hard water. I'm fortunate. That water was yellow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I guess between the iron and the other chemical or
Whatever.
other
Y
minerals, hard water minerals, the
Wow.
calcium and all that build up. So that was yellow, and I took a picture of it back in the day because I couldn't believe it. I thought
Okay.
nobody's going to believe this, and neither will I. I need a picture as proof. Um, yeah. So I did the red dye test, and then I did um, that, and I'm going, okay. So that is my drinking
Yep.
water.
Convinced. Yeah. I make coffee, I cook, even like cooking pasta, cooking everything. I use filtered water. I never use anything from the tap except to wash dishes and rinse out my coffee pot.
Oh, I can understand that because, like, even when I go into town, if somebody's ordered something with a glass of water, I can smell even the bleach in the
I can
water.
yeah, you can there are certain times of the month
Hmm.
because supposedly there's some sort of a bloom in our water supply that where it needs more chlorine. So there's
Hmm.
another thing that we get is chlorine in our water. You can smell bleach coming out your tap at certain
Right.
times of the year.
Yeah. And the only time that I've ever, and which I need to do again eventually, I purge my well. In other words, I take old fashioned bleach, not the concentrate, pour a jug down into the well, let it sit, and then do as much laundry as possible to get
Okay,
that through the house.
kind of a flushing. A good idea. Wow,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
brilliant.
But yeah, whenever I did that, it wasn't just, first of all, you were careful about washing your clothes. You did all your whites, but
Yeah,
you saved the darks for the very last because,
yeah.
yeah. And then anything, all the blankets and everything you could scrounge, you would just stuff in the washing machine and wash everything up
Yeah,
until it didn't smell quite as bad. And then you could put in your dark clothes in there and pray for the best
yeah.
outcome.
Wow.
But That might
Oh,
take you a couple of days, but in the meantime, you can't bathe in this water
mm. Oh god,
or
no.
really use the water.
I couldn't wash your
Um,
hair in it 'cause it turned it green.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, that's one of those hardships living in the country, I guess. But
Yeah.
no, I just couldn't believe that somebody, people will use water softeners out here, and it's like,
It's
no,
think of your blood pressure, folks. Yeah,
exactly.
and with soft water that's been treated with soft water, you can't rinse soap out of anything.
No.
You wash your hands, you will be rinsing them for 10 minutes, and it still feels like there's soap on your hands.
Hmm.
I hate that feeling. I want my skin to squeak. It's so s
Right? And
it's
your
so
hair.
and your
You,
hair's gotta squeak, man.
yeah,
I
it
don't use
can't.
a lot of
Yeah.
conditioners because I gotta have that squeak,
Hmm.
or it's not
Hmm.
clean, y'all. It's
But
okay, Swampy 63, you say, "Name is such a poem," is over in the chat. Swampy 63, thanks for being here, sweetheart. You're not a Super Bowl fan, eh? And Swampy says there's snow. The people were putting a blowtorch on this last snow, and it wasn't melting.
I've seen that online.
Damn.
I
That's awful.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that is. Oh, back in the day, I'm talking like a gazillion years ago. Um, you'd go outside and as kids, you'd find the freshest snow, the cleanest looking snow. You'd
Uh,
eat it.
yeah, my brother and sister, when I was too little, yeah,
Mhm.
because I couldn't have any, they made snow ice cream
Yes.
with a
Or
clean, freshly fallen clean patch of snow. They'd, put a snow in a cup and a little sugar syrup
mhm.
on it. Yeah, like
Or scoop it up and as well, and you had your own homemade snow cones with that
yeah,
horrible sticky syrup with all the
that's it. That's exactly what my brother and sister did. Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
Six Drop says, "I like my skin to squeak to drown out the other parts of me that squeaks." Oh, wait a minute. Swampy 63 says, "All sports are scripted. It's all as fake as wrestling." Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. Well, sports,
It's possible too,
it's a big business.
right? There are millions hanging on this sport. Millions. Big gambling too.
Yes.
Huge gambling. Y
Mhm.
yeah, okay, so I believe well, we always heard about, yeah, boxing matches being thrown,
Mhm.
big
Mhm.
scandals, Olympic stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, alright, follow the money. Oh,
Mhm.
Six Drop says you heard of acid rain? Well, hold on to your chemistry sets. We got fireproof snow, kids.
Right?
Remember Watch Mr. Wizard on
Oh, yeah.
TV? Yeah,
Yeah.
I always watched Mr. Wizard. Yeah, that was fascinating. Loved that show. Right up there with Engineer Bill and
Bill
Sheriff
Nye the
John.
Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Oh, yes. Loved it. Love
Mhm.
Okay, so do we wanna talk about anything? We're still you guys be thinking up put on your thinking caps and be thinking up a title. We might have a prize for the winning title suggested if somebody out there comes up with something we can use. No promises, but yeah,
Yeah, we'll come up with
yeah.
something
So
fun. Yeah.
so anyway, you guys just pay attention to your surrounding, what's going around you. Uh, yeah, notice things. Get your head up out of your telephone, your mobile device, and
Right?
notice things. Sit in the sun, hug a tree, and really go barefoot in some grass. You know, if you've got it. I'm lucky enough to have grass.
Oh,
Okay,
yes,
Six
you
Drop
are.
says, "The undead heads." Okay.
Oh,
Keep
there's
them,
something.
keep them coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
nothing will ever be rejected outright. Well, I can't
Upright
say
Mobile, there you go.
outright, I know. Oh, we've come up with some do you guys, we've been doing this for days and days, try
Um,
throwing names back and forth to each other.
I think we've reached a point where we're just having more fun putting names out there and either, what sticks, what doesn't. It's like, okay.
Oh, and okay, here's how crazed, you get when you're old. Middle of the night, I'm just all snugged in, everything's warm, everything's just right. My foot is in this good position, everything's snug, I'm drifting off, and I think of a name. And
What?
because I'm not gonna get up and disturb my perfect moment, so I laid there and I shouted it out loud. Surely, if I shout this brilliant name out loud, I will remember it tomorrow. Do I remember it? No. Oh, 6 drops. Go to your room.
What did she say?
If you want the younger crowd, name it 6, 7. Oh, Swampy, we're naming the channel Swampy 63. We're naming the channel. It cannot be Robin Eagle's song. I am so over this thing being named after me. I am so over it. It says nothing. It means nothing. We gotta have meaning, y'all.
Hmm.
We can't just be a name of some old lady. We gotta have meaningful shit out here.
Something that will draw the crowds. Yeah,
Well, we just call it 6, 7.
there you go.
Oh, Swampy 63 says old farts don't smell. Oh, see, that's a fallacy. We can't put out something that isn't true.
Right. Hmm.
We we can't lie to the folks right off the blocks, you know. Oh, don't forget to wish my buddy Phil McCracken a happy birthday. Am I miss what did I just miss? Is that Punxsutawney Phil? Is that what she's talking about? Oh, wait. Okay, here's another pearl of information news you can never use. Okay. I so I have a thing for capybaras.
Okay.
Capi there and capybaras don't have any enemies. All the the zebras, the alligators, they love capybaras. They don't make any trouble. They're the size of a large pig, but they're
Hmm.
related distantly to the squirrels. Go figure.
Oh, okay.
But and they're darling, and they're slow-paced. They're not excitable at all, capybaras. In fact, they're okay, my son-in-law got my daughter a pair of capybara bedroom slippers for
Mm.
Christmas, and we all went wild over because, craziness runs in families.
Hmm.
But the cap and it even had the little feet and the
Aw.
nose and the yeah. So anyway, so we all had this laugh. Oh, big highlight of opening the capybara slippers. Yay. I found out. I looked them up, capybaras, because I love to fawn over capybara pictures.
Hmm.
Capybaras eat their own poop.
Okay. I didn't realize that.
When they wake up in the morning and they're feeling fine, they pull up to that steaming pile of poop and eat it. They eat their poop every morning because it does something about digestion. So and they have a funny digestive system. It goes on explaining this horror that they eat
Goodness.
their poop because it's not digested the first time, so they eat it a second time to digest it the rest of the way. And now I feel completely different about capybaras
I really wouldn't want one accidentally biting me,
or kissing you.
right?
Yeah, you'd die for sure. Yeah, they eat their own poo yeah, Swampy 63 says your grandson is obsessed with capybaras, right? They're darling.
They are. They really are. They look like a cute, cuddly, not anymore. Um,
Yeah, snub-nosed, with horrible breath, obviously,
Yeah.
but they only eat vegetation from what I so it's probably
Okay.
smells like horse poop or
Yeah.
cow poop. That all has that organic, sinister, dark, steamy
Oh,
ew, God, I'm grossing myself out. But yeah, don't tell your grandson that capybaras eat their own poop. Swampy, he'll
really?
be just but maybe your grandson is sturdy and can take that. Well, he's a boy. Boys can take stuff like that, eating poop.
Oh, they laugh over that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
giggle, giggle, giggle.
Yeah.
It's like panties, giggle, giggle, giggle. Eating poop, giggle, giggle. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Six Drop says if it was my show, I would name it D's Nuts, and a squirrel would be the mascot. Well, we do have a squirrel banner for this show,
Hmm.
oddly enough. Yeah,
Mhm.
which was a squirrel, an actual squirrel that I threw nuts at. There was a break in a rainstorm, and I fed these squirrels regularly, so I threw a couple of cups of nuts and seeds out there, and the squirrel was on it, so I took her pictures. She was pregnant too.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Six Drop says they make a deworming pill for that. Relax. Oh, hey, Six Drops. Something I know about Yorkshire Terriers is that sometimes they'll eat their own poop. Yeah,
Mm.
I had a Yorkie that ate his poop. Yeah, but
Yeah,
not
I
all of
think
them.
dogs are more prone to doing that.
Yeah, especially those high energy, uh,
Mhm.
spricky, electric acting dogs. Yeah, they tend to,
Mm.
do that out of control shit. Yeah. Oh, and Six Drop says, "And be all nutty you like." Yeah, be nutty. Yeah,
Mm.
squirrel would be the mascot. Hmm. Well, hey, that's all that'll be in the running, Six Drops. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Much obliged.
It'll be
Toots.
interesting to see what people come up with or what their favorite choices are.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you guys tell everybody, anybody who's ever okay, yeah, tell her come with suggestions and they'll get credit. We'll do a big announcement. You'll be famous. We'll put your name in lights. We'll do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do something. Okay, is there anything else we haven't covered? Do we have final thoughts? Do you have anything to say? Come on, Prairie. What?
Uh, I can't really think of anything offhand.
Yeah, me neither. I got nothing.
You know,
I
when we were going way back when we were talking about Vaughn and that, the whole thing with him, now that he's gone quiet, I've sort of moved on. I didn't realize until maybe about just last week that it's like, oh, yeah, Vaughn. He hasn't been on.
no big deal anymore. Yeah, we were all over it when he was like making a real ass of himself in front of the camera with his big old misshapen nose and his Parkinson's tremors and his greasy hair and filthiness.
Mhm.
And we were just all over that. But he's gone and now, oh well.
Yeah, and then I know in the Discord, one of the Discords, somebody made the comment how they said that he's had a stroke, or
Mm.
possibly passed on. I don't know. And I thought, well, that was just one person commenting, and I thought afterwards, yeah, there's always that.
There's always that. But then there's the J Dubs. You would think J Dubs would want to do the breaking news about Vaughn.
I think there would be some sort of breaking news. Like it was just somebody making a random comment, and
Yeah.
everybody else was discussing other things, and I just thought, yeah, you know what? Everybody, I think, is over the Vaughn, and it's like, sorry, dude. Obviously, if you're alive and okay, you're getting money from some sources.
Yeah.
And even when he would come on and ramble about what's going on in the world, I just couldn't take listening to that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I could only watch a lot of him, with through reactions, secular. We get in over in Discord, they're saying, you know, God, maybe Ms. Parker will step up and do something. We don't know what we don't know. Who knows Miss Parker? She's moved mountains before. So, somebody do a welfare check or some but
Well,
I don't care enough anymore.
behind the scenes, people might be doing things. I'm feeling satisfied with that. I know at one point we were both very concerned, but it's have to take a step back. What can we do?
Yeah, and
There are people.
sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say there are people out there that do work behind the scenes on certain things.
There are, and yay for you guys, I hope it is happening, but I've even given up on worrying about his little dog. There's a point that you reach,
Oh,
it
I
is what it
agree.
is. I
Oh,
can't
I
even worry
agree.
about Sharpie anymore. We were just rabid about that little dog and his care, but, you can't fix shit. Can't.
Exactly. Just like the old saying, you can't fix stupid. You can't. And this is his
Yeah.
life choice.
Yeah, and yeah, it's been entertainment and stuff, but boy, I sometimes I have to consciously put the brakes
Oh, I
sometimes.
I have to with him. I don't care where he is or what he's doing. Someday when it's announced that he did pass, it'll be like, well, geez, that's sorry to hear that, whatever,
Yeah,
and just
and
carry on.
sadly
I'm not going to mourn,
me neither, but it will give us something to talk about,
and at least we'll go.
sadly.
Okay, now we know he finally kicked the bucket. Okay,
But then we'll just go on to the next thing talking about old
exactly.
times and what you guys don't know about anymore. And we're here to tell you. Okay, wait, okay, over in the chat, Swampy says, "My grandson said to tell you that the capybara can break your finger in one bite." I have heard that.
Ooh.
Strong jaws, so many tons of pressure in their little jaws. Yeah, well, not little. They're big. Capybaras
Mm,
are good size. They big pigs, large pigs. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
and
mm.
6 drops, okay, this I am remembering a kid dressed up like a Ninja Turtle, and a guy with a microphone says, "Oh, and here you like zombie, here's a zombie," and he says, "I like turtles."
Oh, that one.
We
Oh.
remember 6 drops, "I like turtles." And that was played over and over again on so many channels.
Grampy
It
played that one as
Yes.
well.
Yeah, Grampy played that, yeah.
And that was probably Vaughn as a kid,
Yeah, right, yeah,
or
says
the mentality. That's
the
what I visioned Vaughn as
mentality
a
for
kid,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Oh
Somebody
my
in
god.
Discord had an old picture of Vaughn when he had a military before he got bounced out. He had a military uniform on.
Oh, right.
Little tiny pencil neck, little tiny face, little tiny chin, just
Yeah.
this geeky looking guy in a uniform that and probably the only one of him in the service, that picture day.
Uh,
Excuse me. Okay,
oh
so
my goodness.
yeah, if 6 drops, you go real life with these lol cows, be very prepared to get some shit on you, unless it's Grampy Lobster. He was so safe to go real life with. Yeah,
Yeah,
Grampy, good old, gotta miss that old guy. God,
yeah.
Grampy, you made your mark in the world, and you will not be forgotten. As long as we talk about you, you're still here,
Oh,
old
yeah.
pal.
He
Yeah.
was so unique
He
and
was
his
one of the
dreams.
him and Lemmy.
Yes.
Yeah, Swampy Vaughn creeps me out, can't watch him. Well, he's not around anymore. He might be dead. DED
Yeah.
dead. Yeah, could be. We don't know.
Mhm.
Could be.
And
I'm leaning more and more toward that.
it all I can say is, we all have choices in life.
Yeah.
And this is his life choice.
Yep.
Good
Yep.
luck with that.
Yep. Yep. and we all face choices that are far more complex and intelligent ly based than Vonster will ever be, so, yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
all have
well,
choices.
we're not live streaming from our cars. Um, for
Yeah,
him,
and going
you
to
know,
the bathroom in a strange place. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, oh,
Um,
any bathroom that's not mine, I hate to use other
or live
ba
streaming from a Wendy's nearest you.
nearest you twerking at the counter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, oh, Lord, what a lot of vignettes we will always have in our memories of
And,
Vonster in
it's
public.
really funny because I'll once in a blue moon or even when we were caught up in the whole shenanigans with Vaughn and the shenanigans with Shani, it really hit home on, wow, how, gratitude and for everything that we have. May it how
Yeah,
much or how little we have we were, there was we were grateful and still are actually.
yeah,
Um, and it compelled you to wanna make sure you cleaned your house,
right. Yeah.
cook your own food,
Yeah, yeah, save a little money, be nice to yourself instead of
right?
complaining. Instead of thinking, "Okay, boy, there are dishes in the sink. Man, I'd love for somebody to come do my dishes." But then I think, "Okay, I don't have anybody. So would I love that my dishes were done? Oh, yeah. Well, why don't I do that for myself? I
Mhm,
would do it for somebody else. Why
mhm.
not?" Get up off my lazy ass and do it from give yourself the gift of being nice to you. And yeah,
Yeah.
it works. That sounds very plebeian. It sounds very mundane, very almost Pollyanna-ish, but it works, you guys. It can lift your fucking spirits.
Well, there's 2 things here going on. First of all, you got a pile of dirty dishes in your sink, and then you go, "I am grateful that I have dirty dishes in my sink because that means I've had
And
food on
keep
them."
expanding and expanding and yes,
The
yeah,
other
you
thing
just
is,
keep
like,
unfolding it.
Friday night is for me was a good example. I had a bunch of dirty dishes in the sink, and usually Saturday is my, clean out the sink day and da da da. Friday night, I was sitting around going, "Oh, I'm tired." I'm going, "Well, you're not that tired." And then I thought, "Well, maybe you should do the dishes. I'll leave them to Saturday because that's my ritual."
Mhm.
Next thing you know, I caught myself at the sink Friday night, listening, of course, to something on the YouTubes,
Yeah.
and got all my dishes done. And
Oh, that
yes,
feels
self
so
care.
good. That
Yes,
That gift. You get up in the morning, "Oh, thank you.
because it's
Thank
just like what you said. I was sitting there going, "Geez, it'd be nice if somebody else did them." And it's like just like what you had just said. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, you are somebody else. So I guess I just got up and I did them. And that's so Saturday morning getting up, that fits with personal self-care, mental self-care.
Yeah, yeah,
And especially going through all that with Jason and Shani and then Vaughn, all this, oh my God. Um, I think that really helped bringing back self-care into our
mm,
life, like into my life.
yeah.
But
Same
yeah,
same here. Yep, yep.
just being grateful, like we at least have food to get the dishes dirty. We
Yeah,
have a roof over our head with dishes. Um, yeah.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, we have to look after ourselves.
yeah, and it's nothing bad could ever happen with that. It's only good stuff.
It's funny
And
how we'll fret and worry about other people,
mhm,
and we
mhm.
always put ourselves last.
Yeah, bingo.
And we got to retrain our brains that
Excuse
no, we're entitled to come first quietly and do our thing first. Then we're able to help other people.
me. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
my sermon for Sunday.
Thank you for coming to Prairie's TED Talk. Get leaflets on your way out, leave a tip in the tip jar. Uh,
Oh, that's what we should be, old lady TED Talk.
d right.
Sunday, oh
Okay, well,
yeah.
we're gonna land on a title for the channel,
Oh,
you guys. So,
eventually, yeah.
everybody, remember what we touched on today. Well, that because take note that we are putting up with a lot of
Mhm.
nonsense, the lies, the corruption, the law breaking. We are sitting here because we don't have the fire anymore because we are being dumbed down, in my opinion, by our water supply
Well, I think
and other things. There are
yeah.
food, pharmaceuticals. Who isn't on an antidepressant?
Well, well,
Who isn't?
well, yeah, and you look back 40, 50 years ago, not very many people were on all this medication.
It just began 40, 50. That's when it began. And they were treating people with ADD like depression.
Mhm,
So people with ADD were given drugs meant for depression.
mhm,
Raising my hand here, you all. I went through
mhm.
so fucking many antidepressants with horrible side effects, and it is only AD fucking D.
Yeah, it didn't help you in the least, did it?
It made me it changed me. And,
Right.
and it will totally decimate your sex drive, y'all. That's just an aside, but, it's
Mm.
something to but, yeah, so there yeah, and the protests, it takes such an effort, and the protests that are happening today, they're staged. They have sound trucks. They have food trucks. They have cameras already in place.
People were
Protests,
bussed in from other places.
oh, it is just such a circus. And okay, that's another thing, another layer. We don't know what we're being shown.
Right.
It's coming 24/7. Moment by moment by moment, you're getting information, and you cannot filter it out, so you just shut down and you go numb. Um, yeah, Lord
Yeah,
of mercy.
yes, and, okay, here's a really good thought for everybody and the replay. Um, just, pay attention, like you were saying, of your surroundings and whatnot. Listen to what's being said, but process it and think for yourself.
And
It's okay.
consider all the angles and the other
Right.
points of view. Don't take any one person or one because you will be able to find contradictions
Mhm,
times 100.
mhm.
So, just yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, and if you feel like what you're hearing is correct, that is fine. That is your
Mhm,
personal opinion.
mhm, mhm.
If you are finding yourself questioning things, think it through, and you can have that opinion. Keep it to yourself. That helps you carry on with what's going on around you, because it saves a lot of arguing. And but just process it to what's comfortable for you. Don't let the
Y
outside world, I guess, influence you to the point where, you're in a constant state of anxiety and turmoil over
y
stuff.
because so much of it isn't real.
Exactly.
So, okay, KB420 is in the chat.
Oh,
Hi,
hello.
KB420, welcome, sweetheart, thanks for coming here, and it says, they say, "Haven't seen you in forever, 6 drops, blue
Mm.
heart." Yeah, well,
Speaking of 420, did I tell you that I felt I opened my mouth at my when I get together with my friends, we have a little club activities, just a select few of us, and we were talking one day, and I don't know how it came out, but I made the comment, "Oh, they were talking about noticing, oh, I'm seeing 1111 or 111 on the clock or
Okay,
222."
angel numbers, yeah.
Yeah, so right away I said, "Well, if it's 1111," I said that. I said, "Yeah, those are angel numbers." And I said, "I see 1111 a lot." And they go, "Really?" And I said, "Well, it's my understanding, I could be wrong, but it's my understanding that, you've got one of your guardian angels nearby or something like that." I just sort of brushed it off. And then I made some sort of course, there's I will do this. Stupid me says something about, as a matter of fact, um, I see a lot of times lately 420. And they all sort of looked at me.
And suddenly the room goes silent.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I've got one lady, she's younger than me. So I'm not the youngest in the group. So she's in her late 50s, all the way up to 79. And so there was about seven of them sitting there. And then what I forget what the one lady said. She said something about 420. Um, I can't recall what. sh- Oh, she thought it was the famous "It's 5 o'clock somewhere," with the drink, right?
Uh-huh. Well,
And
no,
so I said to her, "No." I said, so I had to explain it to her, and they were looking at me with big eyes, and I said, "Well, it's my understanding this started in California way back in the day when we were all juniors in high school." Because when school was let out, everybody the code word was, you all got together, in the school ground or off of it at 4:20.
the end of the school day was 4:20. Yep,
4:20, time to go, go and do your
go
thing.
down on the corner. Yep.
Yeah, and so they're sitting there with their mouths hanging open, and I'm going, "Oh dear, I did it again." I
You're
gotta stay
such a
anonymous with my information.
you are such a bad influence corrupting those little those little forest dwellers up there.
Right? And so, well, they learn things. So yeah, yeah. And then somebody was talking about May and missing their Catholic roots, and then missing May Day dancing around a maypole.
Oh, the
And
fertility, right, yeah.
I didn't say that. And she thought this was really cool because as a kid, we all us girls would do this, and I'm going, "Okay, I'm getting a little awkward here." So I kept my mouth shut. I thought, "Yeah, you better bloody well shut up, lady." And then before I realized what I did, I just said, "Oh, that's Beltane." And everybody turned
Oops,
and looked at me like I had a horn.
heathen, you heathen.
And they said, "What?" So I had to repeat it about 3 times. And they went, "Oh, okay."
Mm,
They already know I'm a little weird and
little
heathen, like.
whack-ass. Yeah.
And because you have to remember, everybody's friends with each other, and their common denominator is the local church.
Mm, mm.
So I threw that out, and then I went home and going, you really need to learn to start shutting up at times.
You're going to start getting the looks askance at the
Yeah,
gatherings, yes.
yeah. So angel numbers 420 and Beltane.
Okay, so you
Oh my
scored
God.
big during that sesh. Scored
Yeah, and
big.
I thought, yeah, this full moon really played a number on me.
That's funny. K
It was
KB
very unsettling times after the full moon for
after the
me.
full moon, that on top of all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
KB 420 says, "I need to change my name, I guess. I haven't used Mary Jane in 8 months." Um, it's been about 30 seconds for me,
Oh, we
sweetheart.
could be the Mary Janes.
Huh. The
Jane
Mary
1 and Jane 2. There you go.
and the or the Marys, the Marias. Santa Maria. Uh,
Oh,
hmm.
mm.
Well, we'll keep working on it, you guys. We're gonna come up with something, and then once we have a name, then we'll know where how to do a mascot or an art thing.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
We'll figure
But
something
yeah,
out. But
it'll
you
be fun.
guys, thank you so much for being here. Swampy KB426 drops the Mudbrooker, Jonacide, who isn't here because he's watching fucking Super Bowl. Oh, so I guess that's it.
Well, I want to say thank you all for showing up and supporting us. We truly appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, you live in Texas. KB420.
Wow.
Do you live in the upper skinny part or the big crotch in the panties down below part? Which part of Texas? The little part or the big part? Upper or lower? North or south? I have a daughter who lives central north outside
Mm,
of Austin. My daughter lives in Austin.
mm.
Yeah, that's no docks. Austin's pretty damn big.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
But she used to live in Houston and she was a guard for NASA.
Oh, neat.
She guarded the astronauts gate.
Ooh.
So she got to check the badge of the comings and goings of the astronauts at NASA. She lived in,
Wow.
what is it? Clear Lake? Twin Lake. Clear Lake. Yeah, by the lake. Yeah. Okay, so you're East Texas by Louisiana. Okay.
Okay.
Way
Yeah.
down yonder in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in them old cotton fields back home.
Take it away.
Oh god, I just
Please
didn't.
take
I
it away.
I think I made a hernia.
Oh, no.
Oh, I know, it was awesome, KB. She loved, loved, loved that job, and she had a uniform. She carried a gun.
Mm.
She qualified. She can shoot a gun. Yeah, she did all that. Big time guard. Yeah, it was cool. She loved that time of her life, and now she works elsewhere in the government. But yeah, oh yeah, neat. Okay, so well, KB's in Texas. I'll probably forget that in an hour, KB. So you might have to remind me again. I might ask you. Um, yeah. Okay, so I guess we're done.
Okie dokie. Well, you have yourself a good day. And same with chat.
And so you guys take care of each other, take care of yourselves, love one another, love yourself. Be kind, be thankful, be grateful, and all that shit. Even when stuff is turned to if you're sitting in a pile of shit, there's something good about oh, well, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind that happy stuff. Okay, you guys, we're gonna end the stream. Thank you again. We love every damn one of you. Show up next Sunday. We don't know what we're gonna do, something. You know, hey, if somebody sticks their head out of the ground from the depths of despair and uh, things that smell bad, you'll be reporting on that. Otherwise, we're just going to noodle around and talk nonsense.
There you go.
Okay, out of here. We're out of here. Goodbye. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.